Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back. I got a new t-shirt. Follow me on Threads if you want. Same username as my Twitter page. But I'm not here to talk about Meta today, although Meta did beat earnings really nicely and it went up super huge after hours. It kind of pulled back a bit during the day, but I think all stocks kind of took a dump at the end of the day. But anyways, not here to talk about Meta today. Today, I wanted to talk about another stock, which is PayPal. Now, PayPal will report their earnings after market close on August the 2nd, which is this upcoming Wednesday. And the consensus EPS estimates are $1.16, which represents a 25.1% year over year growth if they actually manage to hit that, which is quite significant. But maybe more importantly, everyone will be looking at the consensus revenue estimates, which are $7.27 billion. That's what the consensus analyst projects will be, which, if they hit that, represents a 6.89% year over year growth. So this data I got from Seeking Alpha. So if you have slightly different data, then maybe you're looking at a slightly different source, but it shouldn't vary too much. It should be, roughly around there somewhere. So if you've been watching this channel for a while, then you'll know that PayPal is a big position that I hold for me personally in my portfolio. And I actually don't have that many shares, but I do have call options on PayPal. So if you don't know how options work, basically you can think of call options as basically like owning the stock, but on steroids. So it's like more risky, but potentially more returns as well. So in terms of dollar value, this is indeed a large position for me as well. So yeah, safe to say I'll be watching the earnings very closely next week. And I've already talked about my specific positions and how many shares and exactly how many options and what the strikes are and stuff like that. I already talked about that in my previous video. So go ahead and watch the portfolio reveal videos for August 2023. If you haven't watched that video already, I'll also, if I remember, put a link up there somewhere. Today, I'll just very quickly go through everything again, and then I want to move on and talk about a few other things regarding the stock. So I'm sure you guys have heard of PayPal. They're a payments company which lets you send money between friends and family, or even accept payments from customers if you run a business from overseas. And a lot of people think that that's all that PayPal does, right? It's just the app and the website. But I think that this is a major source of misunderstanding for PayPal, because people don't realize that they own a lot of other businesses. All of them are profitable, by the way. They own Venmo, which is the second largest payments app in the United States. So the number one is Square's Cash App, by the way, which I'm also a shareholder of Square, but that's besides the point. PayPal also owns the popular browser extension Honey, which is a program that automatically clips coupons and finds you promo codes and tries to find you the lowest prices when you're shopping online. I personally use it whenever I shop online, and it's great. And I'm not sponsored to say that, by the way. Trust me, I wish that PayPal would sponsor me to promote Honey, but maybe when this channel gets a little bigger, I can get a Honey sponsorship. And lastly, PayPal also owns a company called Braintree, which you've probably not heard of unless you're a business owner that is trying to set up your own kind of payment solution, because Braintree is a service that helps businesses. So it's not a consumer-facing brand. So it helps you integrate payment solutions, right? So let's say if you want to accept Apple Pay, well, Braintree has a solution for that as well. So a lot of people say that Apple Pay is a big competitor to PayPal, but not quite, because Braintree, which is a PayPal-owned company, actually helps facilitate Apple Pay. So my point is that PayPal is a much bigger company than most people realize, and it's so much more than just the app and the website. They own so many, as I said, profit-generating businesses that are under their umbrella. Now, I've had a look at Visa and Mastercard's earnings, and I realized that they're slightly different to PayPal, so take this with a grain of salt. They're not the exact same business model, but Visa and Mastercard both beat their earnings. So the interesting thing to note, though, is that the stock of both Visa and Mastercard actually they both went down after their earnings report, despite beating expectations. This is why I don't recommend people try to trade earnings and try to play these earnings like short-term swings, because sometimes you can be right about the earnings, right? So a lot of people were predicting that they were going to beat, and they did, for Visa, MasterCard, that is. And then you can still be wrong about how the stock will move. With that being said, if you're worried that PayPal will beat earnings but also go down, I say that that's unlikely. Although this is not financial advice, so don't invest based on what I'm saying right now. Anything can happen. But in my opinion, the reason why Visa and MasterCard went down, despite good earnings, is because the stocks have already run up a lot. If you look at a year-to-date chart on Visa MasterCard, it's been straight up. Okay, well, maybe not straight up, but they've been trending up, versus PayPal have been trending down. So in light of this, I think that if PayPal beats earnings, they will actually rally. And again, this is my opinion. I could be wrong. And to be clear, I'm not here to trade the earnings, right? So I do want to long-term invest in PayPal, so I want to pay attention to the fundamentals of the company, and that's why I'm watching the earnings. I'm not here to swing trade it. So I know a lot of other YouTubers are talking about it currently, and I just want to say that I did not copy anyone on this trade, okay? So in fact, I was here before any of them. And I diamond handsed it all the way from when it was like well above $100 per share, and my average cost is still above $100 per share, so I'm still down like 30% on this position, and you'll know if you watch my previous portfolio reveal video, which again, if you haven't, be sure to check that one out. And yeah, I've been suffering through the pain, so all I ask for return is if you could hit the like button, and it's absolutely free for you, so it helps the channel out. Moving on, one piece of good news that I think totally got ignored was this news surrounding the Microsoft partnership with PayPal. And credits to this user for bringing it up in the comments on one of my shorts, I think, that I made about PayPal from the last video I made. So according to TechCrunch, and this is an article that I grabbed straight from their website, Microsoft and PayPal are expanding their partnership to allow Xbox owners in the United States to use Venmo as a method of payment for games, movies, TV shows, and apps from the Xbox store. Customers can also use the new payment method for Xbox Game Pass subscriptions. When consumers pay with Venmo, they'll have the option to purchase subscriptions or split payments upon purchase. Additionally, PayPal's Pay Later option is available for the Microsoft Store in the United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Germany, France, Spain, and Italy. With PayPal Pay Later, eligible consumers can pay for their purchases evenly over the course of weeks or even months in fixed amounts. And yeah, regarding the buy now, pay later thing, I know this has been a cause for concern for people because people are worried that if the economy really starts to slow down, then people are not going to be able to pay back the things that they bought using buy now, pay later, right? So to that, PayPal is actually doing some things to mitigate this risk. So this was from a press release back in late June, so about a month ago, a little bit more than a month ago. PayPal and KKR announced exclusive multi-year relationship for European pay later receivables. KKR to purchase up to 40 billion of eligible current and future PayPal pay later loans originated in Europe. So basically, if you didn't understand what that means, PayPal's buy now, pay later loans in Europe, they're selling some of this debt to a company called KKR. So if you click, let's say, buy now or pay later, and you're from Europe, for like, let's say you buy an Xbox or whatever, you get the Xbox, and then you generate a loan obligation, right? So that's debt for you, and it's a receivable for the company, in this case PayPal. Is that PayPal don't have to hold on to this receivable, they could just sell it to KKR right away so that PayPal gets the money right away and you just pay KKR technically. In reality, this will be done like in a much more seamless way such that you don't have to do anything and your payments will still look like they're going to PayPal, but in reality, they've already sold the debt. And KKR is the one that's collecting the debt. So this removes a massive risk for PayPal. Granted, this is only in Europe. So yeah, I believe that if you do buy now, pay later on PayPal in the United States, it's still PayPal that's handling it. But hey, if this is successful, I can see PayPal finding a partner in the United States to do something similar as well. All of this is in light of the situation that PayPal's CEO is leaving at the end of the year. So that's also a thing that's been weighing down PayPal stock, in my opinion. The fact that the CEO I think he's retiring, so it is a relatively scheduled exit, but they got until the end of the year to figure this out, right? To what to do with the CEO position. And also PayPal's CFO right now is an interim CFO because the previous CFO also stepped down due to health reasons. So they're also looking for a permanent CFO. So if we get any news of a new CEO or CFO or both being chosen, then I think that the stock could rally big. Because I think this uncertainty surrounding the CEO and CFO is weighing down the company. And I don't know how long the CFO is going to take to find a permanent one, but the CEO thing has to be resolved, as I said, before the end of the year, right? So this news, I think, in my opinion, is going to come in soon. Usually they will save such big announcements for an earnings call just so that they may have opportunities to answer analyst questions live just to address people's concerns and stuff before they kind of spiral out of control. So usually they reserve these announcements for earnings. So I'm excited for this earnings. I'm not saying that they'll announce a new CEO this earnings. I'm like hoping that they will, but if they don't, then it's not a huge deal. It's not like, completely a death blow for PayPal. I think, as I said, eventually before the end of the year, they'll figure this out. In any case, I am super excited for this earnings report. I got quite a bit of money on the line, so I'm feeling pretty confident on this one. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bet so big on PayPal. But that's it for this earnings preview video. If you like the video, once again, please give this video a like. And subscribe if you like the channel, if you like these series. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.